Hello people of the internet, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. If everything has gone over properly, happy holidays to you all. I am recording this ahead of time. Uh, when this goes out, it should be Boxing Day, the 26th, if everything has gone properly again. Happy holidays to everybody. I am currently away and just pre-recording stuff for the few days in between Christmas and New Year's that I'm taking off. In fact, I'm probably out on a hill somewhere in the Lake District, hiking if the weather's good enough. But I promised I would do this, and I figured since I'm not going to be around for the new releases that are coming out, that I could go and do a deep dive I've been promising on doing. So today, thanks to the very vocal commenters in the previous Hoppipolla videos that I requested clips and stuff to learn more about them from, we're going to start our 3 days of Hoppipolla deep dives. So today, the 26th, is going to be about learning the group. So we have a process of becoming Hoppipolla video by Ha-hyun Dang on YouTube. According to the description, is about them talking about forming the group as their first anniversary day, as well as Hoppipolla edits unhelpful guide to Hoppipolla. And then in 2 days time, I think we're going to be finishing the rest of the 4 songs videos. We checked out the Our Ocean one a couple weeks ago, I think now, and a compilation of their Immortal Songs performances. And then the last day, which will be I think the 30th, we're going to go over the Mystic TV videos. There's 4 little mini episodes of it, so we'll do 2 and 2, and that'll be where we finish off the beginnings of the Hoppipolla deep dive. And yeah, that's pretty much it. It's fairly straightforward. It's going to be very casual. And yeah, I know this is probably going to be a little bit strange for people who are expecting regular reactions, but it's Christmas. It's the end of December. I think a little break is warranted. So here we go. Transition over. I have everything queued up in one video playlist I'm gonna watch later, so hopefully things go over well. I haven't had any problems so far, but again, with technology and stuff, you never know. So here we go. 3, 2, 1.
안녕하세요. 저희는 희망을 노래하는 밴드 호피폴라입니다. 호피폴라 출발.
하나 둘 셋.
안녕하세요.
호피폴라입니다. 호피폴 라요.
나요.
안녕하세요. 호피폴 라요. 안녕하세요. 호피폴라입니다.
안녕하세요. 호피폴라입니다.
안녕하세요. 호피폴라입니다.
안녕하세요.
호피폴라입니다. 안녕하세요. 호피폴라입니다.
Kind of cute how they did the.
안녕하세요.
I love the hand intro thing.
편곡을 하는 사람은 작곡을 하는 사람 역할이 되게 중요한 것
저의
같아요.
감수성과 정서를 함께 맞추고 좋은 음악들을 만들어 나갈 동지를 찾기 위해
혼자 하니까 아무래도 좀 외롭더라고요.
제가 좋아하는 음악들의 첼로나 바이올린 같은 현악기들이 저의 연주와 어우러지는 그런 보컬 분들이랑 같이 해보고 싶고. 저와 함께 밴드를 한다면 또 재밌는 그림을 한번 만들어 볼 수 있지 않을까? 뭐랄까 탐난달까요? 아일님 되게 잘하시더라고요. 첼로의 홍진원 슈퍼밴드를 통해서 약간 만나뵙고 싶었던 분들이 현악기 분들이셨어요.
일단 이 자리에 없는 영소 물론 실력 너무 좋고요. 동생인데 음악적으로 되게 배울 점도 있다고 생각하고
아이형의 센스죠 일단. 아일린
김호 형님 슈퍼밴드 클래식 참가자들 중에 가장 많이 눈이 가는 것 같아요.
I think I might have to watch the show because this is very interesting already. It's
하현상 씨.
because I don't exactly understand the whole process of how I don't know if it's how a group is formed or what.
제가 그거를
If these are just individual performers who are then forming a group to compete against each other, or if it's like people who are already in a group and they're kind of like spread around and stuff. But the premise of the show is very interesting so far.
함께 불러주세요.
인생의 전환점?
제가 하고자 하는 음악을 항상 완성시켜줘요.
기둥? 그런 학교 같은
음악적 동지를 찾기 위해 나왔다 했는데 잘 찾아서 가는 것 같습니다.
호피폴라!
호피폴라의 아일입니다.
That's so loud.
호피폴라의 홍진호입니다. 호피폴라의 김영수입니다. 호피폴라의 하양강입니다.
우리는 호피폴라입니다.
Okay. Already, like even just watching that like short 3 minutes, like I don't get the context for it because I haven't watched Superband and stuff, so I don't exactly know like the whole process behind it. But I think there genuinely is this really well-roundedness to the group composition in terms of like every single way you can think about it. It's like you can feel just that like Isle and like his brain and how it works is like working beneficially with all the rest of the members, because like Hong Jin-ho is, from the little research I've done, is classically trained, gone study abroad, has what, a PhD in cello or something like that, or from a music university in Germany. And then Young-so is so young and is just has so much raw talent. But like getting him some experience within a group with other people who don't have like the same musical, I guess, skill set as he does, I think is so clever, because it exposes him in a fairly intimate setting very different styles of music and musical thinking. I'm intrigued, but there we go. We don't need captions, I'm assuming, because this will be in English. But Unhelpful Guide to Hoppipolla by Hoppipolla Edits. It's almost 30 minutes long for 4 members. Is this going to be like kind of like a crack at it, or is this going to be like an in-depth guide? I don't know. We'll see. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. The main thing I want to learn is like personalities and stuff. Because musical styles I can kind of understand already. I'll have to do that in my free time, not on here, because I couldn't get away with that. Now, someone commented on one of my other videos. Oh yeah, I have to read this first, but the group who got second in Super and is also like kind of like a big deal band group, aren't they? I forget who the name was, but I remember seeing a comment about that. And I feel like I've heard of their music before. You know what, hold on. I'm gonna pause real quick and I'm gonna Google it because it's kind of in my head now. So give me 2 seconds. It was Lucy that made. Of course, I've heard of Lucy before. In fact, their OST contribution for Rookie Cops this year is like up there for one of my favorite OSTs this year. So, hell yeah, nice to see that both of them made it on to be like not big name, because I don't actually know if that's an accurate term, but like has gotten popular exposure in the K-pop industry. That's really cool. Anyways, back to the video. Trying to do research for this group was really difficult because I would have to type in band after every single time I type in Hoppipolla because the original Sigur Rós one came up. To be fair, this song is actually really good, the original version. Singing Icelandic as well, that's very cool. Aisle 90.
하나, 둘, 셋.
화이팅!
나 이제 그만 떨 거야. 당신들이 있으니까.
감동적이었어.
동료들이 있으니까 안 떨려.
진짜 팀이라서 진짜 다행이다.
가자. 잘할 수 있어.
He does give off leader vibes, I think. He's just like, I feel like whenever, like I've seen videos of him performing and stuff, he'll always be the one like looking around his members and making sure like everyone's on the same page. Make me feel it's real.
Castle on the hill. Castle on the hill. Castle on the hill.
Did he get memed about this? No.
피부에 양보하지 마요. 입안에 넣을 것도 부족한 거예요. Skin on my face.
Oh my gosh.
너무 좋아. 야, 들어온다. 무조건 들어온다 이거.
쑥스럽네요.
예, 이거 들어옵니다. 예.
Skin on my face.
I love you.
사랑해요.
Why is he kind of adorable though?
I love you so much. Thank you very much. You saved my life. Thank you very much.
Cute. Why is he actually like kind of adorable though? 이리 와.
안에서 노랫소리가 들리는데
Also, very strong hair, might I add. Like that is a silky flow going on.
계속 자신감을 주고 너 노래 잘할 수 있을 것 같아. 노래해봐 했더니 나중에 마지못해 생각에 노래 너무 잘하고 그때부터 이제 계속 노래를 하게 됐어.
하지만 그때 아셔야 될 거는 그렇게 다시 해봐 아니고 다시 해봐 이런 느낌이었거든요. 빨리 해봐. 사랑해요.
오늘 같은 밤이면 괜히 마음 한켠이 쓸쓸해.
What on earth?
혼자서 치킨 시켜놓고 슈퍼밴드를 봐도 나도 친구들처럼 알콩달콩 연애하고 싶어. 내가 정말 다정한 남자라는 걸 세상 모든 여자들은 알까.
What is this from?
내 얼굴 꽤 나쁘지 않잖아. 대체 뭐가 문제야. 거울을 들자마자 알겠다.
형 다이어트 하잖아. 형 다이어트 하잖아. 형 다이어트 하잖아.
Hey, to be fair, no carbs in a lettuce salad, so
형 다이어트 하잖아.
you know, some people have high metabolisms.
다이어트 하잖아.
They say they're on a diet, they can just shovel on a whole bunch of food and just not put in on any pounds. I also missed that. What is it? Love's concept.
바다야! 내 목소리 들리니? 바다야!
오면 무슨 말부터 해야 될까요? 안녕. 안녕. 안녕하세요. 편하게 앉도록 해요.
He is kind of a dork. I love that.
왜 불러?
너무 슬퍼 근데.
또 나왔다 갑자기.
Oh, is he a crier too?
빠르게 하고 시작.
생일 축하합니다. 생일 축하합니다. 사랑하는 아이래. 생일 축하합니다. 와.
Wait, hold on. Please don't tell me they're doing the Baby Shark song. Please don't. Okay. Oh no. Oh no. Ow. Ow. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no.
아니 영소 씨, 아니 영소 씨, 저 자꾸 잠깐 그걸 놓지 마. 떨어진 걸.
Aww. Okay, hold on. I need to turn off the notifications on my computer. There we go. Okay. Isle's kind of adorable. I love that. I don't know who you're, like, I can't really equate him to anybody because he's... And I feel like we got to see a lot of his personality, but I want to, like, pick apart his music brain as well, which I think will come out in, like, if I watch Superband. Like, I feel like he's got, like, the eldest member, like, the young role and the leader role put together in certain aspects. Like, in terms of, like, the leader, he's, like, the emotional backbone of, like, the rest of his members. He's always looking out for the rest of his group. Essentially, like the guide said, the mom of the group. It's also got, like, the dorkiness of, like, what an oldest member would have. Even though I know for a fact he's not the oldest member because Gino is, what, almost 9 years older than him? He's the one I'm most curious about. Mainly because, well, because of the cello background for one. But also, like, in terms of his music, like, from the little bit of Hoppipolla I've seen, it's just been him playing cello. Like, he doesn't sing, from what I know. He just plays cello. And when he plays cello, he does have this aura of, like, a classical soloist. When he plays cello. Or, like, someone who plays in very small ensembles. And, like, I grew up around people that exuded his aura. So I kind of understand to a point. But that's about my extent of what I can assume. So I don't know if he's going to be, like, the really serious young that's, like, head down in the books, or if he's just going to be off the rails, like, psycho. But, here we go. What do you got for me, Gino? Yeah. On a cello or any stringed instrument, there's a... I'll go back to it, but there's a sheet. You can read the notes on sheet music, but when you get to a stringed instrument that's got more than one string on it, you run into the issue of where to play what note. So, like, you could play the same, say, D on, like, 2 or 3 different strings, and you'll get a different tone for each one, and you really need to know your instrument to know how to play, because you can like mentally know how the melody is supposed to go, but the way you play it and where you play it also has a drastic effect on the final product of the song. And that's the same with any string instrument. You see, like, guitar soloists, some people like playing, towards the tuning pegs higher on, or some people can go way up on the fretboard and they like to stay up there. It's the same concept with the cello. So, like, as someone who grew up playing that type of instrument, like, I have a different level of respect for Gino and his, like, musical sense, because he obviously can't read tabs on the cello, because cello doesn't play tablature music. It plays regular, like, sheet ledgers. And I feel like incorporating that into band music is always going to be difficult, because everyone has a different way of, like, reading their music. So you have your vocals, you have your cello in this case, which is, they're both standard, like, musical ledgers. Guitar, which is probably going to be more along the tablature route, and then Same with percussion, in a sense, is kind of like the in between. They all have different ways of reading their music, and I think putting them all together isn't an easy feat. Yeah, that's it for my little ramble.
뭔가 이제 이태리 요리 쪽에 약간 뭔가 리조또 같은 느낌? 근데 약간 리조또도 조금 되게 좋은 재료들이 많이 올라가고 막 트러플도 이게 올라갔을 것 같은 리조또 정도로 할 수 있겠네요. 왜냐면 너무 고급스러우시고 진짜 사적으로 만나도 정말 고급스러우세요. 항상 허리 꼿꼿하시고 방송 그대로시고 항상 웃으면서 아이랑
Oh, we love a good cello spin.
중에 그 딴다라다라단 해야 될 것 같아요. 뭐가. 아 이게 근데 좀 첼로가 크게 오. 확실히 시선이 확 가기는.
저는 아무래도 사기 증진의 역할을 하고 있지 않나.
사기 증전.
네네.
네. 어떻게?
이렇게 뭔가 이런 거 한번 해주고 무대 시작하기 전에 화이팅 한번 하고.
오늘 칼국수.
네,
자 그리고
저는 이제 아이 이렇게 나오면 중재하는 역할을 해주면
우리 진우 형은 꿈이 뭐예요?
저는 영수가 고등학교 졸업하는 건데
졸업 잘해야 돼요.
Okay, so he really is just dad epitomized then. Oh, that was quick. Okay. Yeah, I really need to watch Superman by the looks of it. My god. Also, oh my god, Hyun Sang is younger than me. Ugh. Can I just say that I feel like I've been following K-pop loosely for like 10 years now. Only seriously for about like 3 or 4. But I've known about the genre and I've like music out of South Korea for like 10 years or so. But back then, I was listening to artists where they were older than me, or like even like the youngest idols were people that were like a couple years older than me. And then right as I got like into the deep end of K-pop, the idols were about my age, or some of them were like, a couple years younger than me. Even with like Hoppipolla's case, like Hyunsang's 98, if I remember, Youngso was like 01 or something like that, which is perfectly fine, like, all things considered. But we're getting artists that are debuting that were born in like 07, like Ives Iso's 07, the entirety of CSR Chosarang is 05. It makes me feel so old, and I'm 25. And I feel old watching these artists. With Hyunsang, I'll give it a pass because he's only like 11 months younger than me, but my god. The amount of talent out of like the next generation is terrifying. Anyways, Hyunsang. I have a little bit of music from him in my free time, like his solo stuff. that Yoon Jung-shin? Out of Mystic Story?
If I could see your face once more, I could die happy, man, I'm sure.
He does wear his emotion very well.
하나씩 현상에 한번 갈까요?
1, 2, 3, 4.
Like, he sings with emotion and song. Although I'm very much no. I'm assuming the sad boy is in reference to that, but like I mentioned it in a solo, like his Christmas single, that he sings like he's in like a perpetual state of like emotional longing or like pain. But I think it's more the fact of like he's singing with so much emotion and passion in his voice that like there's just nowhere else for that to go except on his face, which makes me feel really bad for him, because I know like singing like that is tough. And you kind of like, I mean, it shows off the passion very well. I don't know where I was going with that thought. Anyways, I think I'll figure it out by the end of this phrase, but also, I'm noticing that, like, they're clowning each other a lot in Superman, but it genuinely feels like a group of people just together having a good time instead of, like, a typical survival show, which makes me a little bit more intrigued, because I'm not a big fan of survival shows. Like, although having said that, most of mine have been Mnet ones. And Superband is JTBC, so I might watch that. Yeah. Survival shows just are not my thing. I hate the fabricated drama between groups and stuff, because, like, especially, like, Queendom 2, just the amount of beef between, like, Uju Sonya and Luna the entire show was just, like, is so dead after the second episode, because and like most of the viewership knows how close all the groups are to each other, but the Mnet has to like work their butts off to try and think that there was all this drama behind the scenes, but in reality it's just all like smiles. All right, let's see the sad boy.
하현상 씨.
하현상 씨를 영입을 했습니다.
뭐랄까, 프로듀서의 마음으로 현상이를 돋보이게 만들어주고 싶었고, 그 친구한테 꼭 첫 승리를 안겨주고 싶습니다. 이번에는 이기고 싶어요.
왜 심장 뛰어?
현상아, 생각해봐. 너만큼 감성 좋은 보컬 없어 슈퍼밴드에서.
Genuinely though, that's facts. Like,
헤어지기 싫을 것 같아. 나도. 여기 눈물이 날라 그러지 마. 벌써 울면 안 돼.
he wears his heart on his sleeve, and he's not ashamed to do it either. I think that's really cool.
이런 기분이군요.
현상아, 너가 살린 거야.
우리가 너 덕분에 이긴 거야.
아이리 형이 절 뽑아줄 때부터 이제 우리 현성이 이기게 해주겠다고. 잠깐만.
Oh my god.
The castle
on the hill.
그리고 마지막 우리 현상이. 저는 현상이 저장되어 있는 이름도 화카롱이거든요. 걔가 마카롱 너무 좋아하고
Oh my God.
마카롱 얘기를 자주 해요.
Hold on, what was that edit? Nylon magazine, what was that edit? Go back to it. Go back to it. Oh my god.
마카롱 너무
Alright.
좋아하고 마카롱 얘기를 자주 해요. 꿈이 나중에 마카롱 만드는 거라고.
그럼 오늘같이 이제 서울은 지금 비가 내리고 있잖아요. 오늘 같은 날은 뭘 먹어야 하나? 우리 현상이는? 안 먹어도 돼요.
마카롱이요?
그냥 원래 이제 형들하고 무대 준비할 때 이번이 마지막인 것처럼 준비를 해보자 하고
아이고.
준비를 했는데
네. 아, 정이 많이 들었나 봐요.
네 엄청 정이 많이 들었어요.
아, 그래요?
아이리 형은 엄마 같고요.
예. 엄마 머리긴 해요, 그죠? 예.
진호 형은 아빠 같고
그리고요.
형우 형은 형 같아요.
아, 한 가족이 됐구나.
The baby. I think with Youngso and its like playing style from like the videos we've seen already today, as well as like the songs I've listened to, is so expansive. Because he's got this like, even in just like fingerstyle guitar, he's got multiple styles of fingerstyle he can play. Whether one's like more percussive and more oriented on stuff like this, where it's, you know, more melodic, more like standard fingerstyle playing. Oh. That style where it's like you almost turn the guitar into like a hammered dulcimer, kind of like hammer instrument. The style is so cool. It's actually kind of hard to do.
형 진짜 이러다 갑자기 형 저 멋있는 남자가 된댔습니다. 얘이 녀석아 뭐 그런 말해. 아 형 진짜 저.
Okay. So he's another one of those I'm not cute maknaes, got you. The hill. Nice hammer-ons there.
Q! Over the cast on the hill.
Yep. Maknae gonna maknae. Don't matter what group or how old you are, maknae will be a maknae.
우리 영소는 학교 앞 떡볶이. 영소가 또 떡볶이 좋아하기도 하고, 제가 영소가 떡볶이 먹고 싶다고 하길래 그러면은 뭐 요즘 이제 배달하는 떡볶이들 있으니까 시켜 먹자 하니까 형 그런 떡볶이 아니죠. 그래서 이렇게 길거리에 파는 뭔가 양념이 잘 배인 거 있잖아요. 막 이렇게 뭔지 알죠? 좀 오래 막 이렇게 끓여갖고 아침부터 막 끓이신 거. 그런 떡볶이가 좋대요. 저도 그런 거 좋아하고.
Okay. Now we're getting into unknown territory. for me. But Youngso reminds me a lot of a friend I had back in America. He's young, like he was part of like a garage band first couple years of uni that I knew him, and he was the youngest of the group. And he hated being called like the youngest of the group and stuff. He'd always try and be like act older than his actual age, if that makes sense. And he was a wizard on the strings as well. He formed a new group after I graduated, but big Youngso energy. Anyways, okay. Hyungwoo, we've seen him a couple times in previous clips. I have a bassist.
Scattered trees and the daffodils, catch a breeze in the winter cheers, in colors from the snow and lily land.
People on the Bridge 보컬입니다. 마성의 보컬 이찬솔 씨가 프론트맨입니다. 김종환 씨가 인정한 슈퍼밴드 넘버원 베이시스트 김형우.
오늘 하루도 여전히 너에게 상처를 주네요.
Is that a fretless bass? It is a fretless bass. And I'll have to check out the group as well.
그래서 제가 여러분들한테 고백할 게 있어요. 오늘 이 자리에 제가 사랑하는 사람이 나와 있을지도 몰라요. 불러볼게요. 형우야. 형우야. 김형우!
I love the live accompaniment by the rest of the group. That's so peak.
영원한 가족 김형우 군입니다. 안녕하세요. 어떻게 그쪽 피플 언더 브릿지 괜찮은가요? 지낼만해요?
네, 너무 좋아요.
So, this kind of explains the whole, like, this group doesn't have a lower instrument range. Because they used to have a bassist. And I think listening to them play, like, some of the older stuff when they still had a bassist in the group is very interesting because their music style hasn't changed. And that doesn't, I'm not saying that, like, the bassist was redundant in the case, far from it. But it's like, you have a bassist within the group and it adds this different level to the song that you're playing. But even if you remove the bass, they've managed to reorganize themselves that it doesn't feel like the group was like completely broken apart because of one member leaving the group. And frankly, I'm now intrigued to see what the process of that was like. Because a super band, and say they had a bass player throughout the entire show and then replaced him with Youngso at the end or something of the sort. Which is like kind of the impression that I'm getting right now. I could be very wrong about that, so bear with me. But like, you know, usually if something like that happened on an Mnet show, oh man, there would be so many dramatic cuts and hindsight flashbacks, so much black and white sepia tones, vignettes on the screen, lots of dramatic sound effects. But I feel like with Superman, this was like a well-respected, I don't know, quote-unquote departure of the group, even though he's there in spirit and the whole shebang. But like, as the members themselves, they really are kind of a unique bunch, aren't they? Like, there's really no similarity between any of them. And I guess that's probably for the best. Because if you had clash, like, matching personalities, you'd probably get a clash here and there. Like, musically, they're all very different, and personality-wise, they're very different.
안녕하세요. 호피폴 라요. 라요.
아 잠깐만. 야 약속을 한 거예요 이거? 왜 이렇게 안 맞아요? 했는데 왜 이래?
호피폴
Hi, Yogi.
파이팅 하겠습니다.
얼마나 답답하네. 약속이 안 된 멘트를 자꾸 하니까. 호피폴라 하나 둘 셋 먼저 하는 하나 둘 셋 호피폴라 파이팅!
Oh no. You know, sometimes groups aren't meant to have an intro like that.
나오니까 좀 할게요. 홍진호!
Okay, so Al can arrange fans to do the shouting, but not his own group. Got it. That mad cute though. I love group dynamics like this because it truly shows off just how close all of them are to each other. And like even in idol groups, you get that to an extent, I think, but I feel like with bands in general, you get more of a dynamic, or at least more of a publicly visible dynamic with each other. But no matter how close each group member is to each other, when bandmates look at each other on stage, it's always going to be awkward, isn't it?
시범까지 듣기 건데 시범까지 듣기 했었는데 이거 다 했어. 완전 형 오리스타일 완전 오리지.
아 수고했다 영서야. 아 축하하네. 진짜 드디어 끝났다.
그러게요. 저 이제
공부 열심히 했지.
쉽지 않더라고요.
Where's the awe sound effect? I need a soundboard with an awe sound effect.
일하러 가자. 우리 영서가 또 얼마나 착한지 몰라요. 나중에 성공하면 형을 뭐 이렇게 좋은 걸 사주겠다고 그러는데 말도 마요. 그리고 우리 현상이가 얘가 또 표현만 해도 그렇지 그렇게 밖에 나가면 제 얘기를 하고 다닌대요. 그리고 우리 그이가 얼마나 자상한지 몰라요.
I feel like for this entire sequence, instead of this song, you need something like, what's that song? Da do 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 do. It's so dumb. It's so wholesome, man. I haven't gotten around to this song yet. Oh, no, that's for next video. So, okay. From what I've gathered, they are 4 very musically talented dorks. And I mean that in the most endearing way possible. And I love them already. I love their music already, and their personalities are so all over the place in terms of, like, personalities in relation to each other. I do want to find out more, though. And I think that means Superband. Which means I'll need to find the time to watch Superband at some point soon. Oh, that's gonna be fun. That'll be like an over-dinner thing, I'm thinking. But, anyways. That's it for me today. Thank you for dealing with all of my rambling, because I bet there was a lot of it. Also, not much in terms of, like, typical reaction stuff, just because, like, this isn't like an MV or like a song we're watching, so I can't really break it down in like the musical way that I usually do. I think that'll change for the next one, which will be in 2 days time, because we'll be doing this is the Immortal Song stages, as well as the rest of the 4 songs playlist, so we'll be getting more music out of it. And yeah, that's pretty much it for me today. Hoppipolla Deep Dive off to a great start. And hopefully your holiday breaks are going as well as mine is. Which, if things were going well during break, is very good. If I'm cold, rainy, and miserable and soaked to the bone, hopefully yours is going better than mine is. Anyways. That's it for me. Hoppipolla, more Hoppipolla content in 2 days time. So if you want to keep up to date with that, channel icon is up there. Drop a subscription to get notified of it, as well as find the back catalog of stuff I watched in the past. And if you want to watch another video of mine right away, YouTube recommends you watch that video down there. And until next time, bye bye.